look who I have here with me today. I finally got him to sit down and do this live with me. I mean, this not live, this video with me. And we are just going to talk about, us moving to Atlanta, the process, the things that happen in between, and just talk to you guys about what we're doing now. First of all, where's this camera at? Here. I feel like I'm looking cross-eyed. But anyway, hey baby, how are you? Y'all know he don't like to be on the camera, and then he took my good side. I need to be sitting on that side. But anyway,
both sides are your good side, baby.
Well, thank you. What'd you say? Oh my god. So, the first thing we're gonna talk about basically is just to let you guys know that before we decided to move to Georgia, we basically came down and checked some things out. And this was in the process of while we was driving the truck. So before I go there, let me just tell anybody that might be new to my channel. My channel is Travel Now. But before it even got to that point, basically we were over the road together for 2 years. My husband, he has always been driving a truck, and he was driving before we started our trucking business. But then I got my license. He helped me to get my license.
Taught how to drive a truck, stick shit.
He helped me to get my license, and then I left my full-time job that I was working in the office setting, and I decided to go over the road with him and drive from state to state, drive from state to state with him. And we were just making money, and just basically that was what we were doing, right? But before we moved, we came down and we basically visited. My sister-in-law lives here and her family, and so we came down, hung out with them, checked out different things, went to some restaurants, different events we went to. You got anything you want to add? All right. Now, some things happened while we were in transition moving here. So before we moved, we actually had packed up. I think if you've seen the videos before, you saw that we packed up our house and basically put everything in storage. And then we were over the road transitioning to moving to down here, to down where we live now. We were in the process of looking for a place. You guys know that during that time, we were having a lot of issues with the truck. You want to talk about that, about the truck?
Essentially, the truck that we have brought, I guess after a few months or whatever, started having this real problems and stuff like that and breaking down. And then when it was breaking down, it was down for like weeks at a time. I guess anybody in trucking, though, even not in trucking, if you ain't running, the wheels ain't moving, you ain't making no money. In the process of the wheels not making no money, of course, the people are still like, hey, we want our money for the truck. We like, well, you gave us, we got basically a broken down truck or whatever, so we can't pay you right now until we get the truck back up and running. So this went on for the truck breaking down and getting back up for like 2-3 good months. So suffice it to say, we got behind on bills. And it was one of them companies that was like, well, if you can't pay the basically can't pay it, we won't come get it back. You know what I'm saying? Not even giving us a chance to make it back up once we got the truck back up. So that's essentially what happened. We went to, the truck was broken down for another week. We got it repaired, and then we took a trip down to Florida to try and make some money. And then while we was in Florida, we went into the truck stop to take a shower. And we came back, and it was 2 dudes at the truck. So I walked up.
You went real quick, but okay, go ahead.
So I walked up to them, like, hey, what's going on? They was like, hey, we here to repossess the truck. I'm like, man, what the hell? We just got it back on the road, and we had to go through that whole debacle. But essentially, they came and got the truck. They was talking about calling the police and all that stuff. So we sat in the truck and waited. Good thing we had somebody that we knew in the area. They was able to come get us, and we was able to take everything out the truck and put it in their car and take it to their house for the weekend. And then we end up catching the plane back to Maryland, getting our cars, then going back down there to the house to get all our stuff out of the garage.
Yeah, so so basically, when they came, they were basically trying to just leave us out there. First of all, the truck was broken down. So the whole time the truck was broken down, they didn't bother the truck. But as soon as we got it fixed and got it back on the road, that's when they wanted to come take it. Now, mind you, we kept them in the loop the whole time. things were going on. We also know somebody that went through this with the same type of truck. You want to say what kind of truck it is?
Yeah, it was an international, 2015 international Pro Star.
Yeah. And he went through the same exact thing, but except for he bought his truck from a different company, and they actually allowed him to push his payments back because his truck wasn't running, so he wasn't making money. Um, so anyway, we ended up staying at the truck stop until we were able to get all of our things out of it, because they were basically just trying to leave us out there without any of our stuff. Mind you, we told you guys that we packed everything up. So basically, we were living in our truck for what, about 2 weeks or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Was it 2 whole weeks?
I think it was about that.
Yeah, so it was I think it was about 2 weeks. So at this point, we basically trying to play catch up to make sure we get them their money. Mind you, we were also paying them money, the money that we had during the time, but some things were backed up from the truck being down. You want to finish? Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we ended up taking our things to our friend's house, like he said, being able to leave it up there and get situated. When we moved here, because of how things went, the transition, we ended up having to stay with a friend. That allowed us to stay there basically until we got moved into our own place down here.
Well, essentially, he let us rent a room because he was hardly there, which for me was a blessing. Because I guess for me, in my standpoint, a man having to take care of himself as well as his wife and not having a place to go, we was fortunate enough that he opened up his home to us because he wasn't there and was like, look, y'all can stay here to get y'all stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Just kick in, basically like $500 a month, what have you, and he'd be gone the whole time. So essentially, we had the house to ourselves while he was gone, basically like 3 weeks at a time. You know what I'm saying? So that was a blessing for me, for us.
What else did I want to cover? All right, so now that we are here, we basically moved into our place in February. Mm-hmm. And then in March, the pandemic hit, right? So we haven't gotten to do a whole lot of things, but I think I skipped something in there, but I'll go back to it. The pandemic hit. We kind of are just starting to get back out, and not now, but like a few months after that, getting out to do stuff. But before I even get to that point, let me tell you guys about how I started my business. I met a young lady in the airport when we were actually going through that situation. It's so crazy because you guys know that I love to travel, and that was what I loved about what we were doing, being on the road. I didn't like driving, and so I met her in this transition. I'm telling you guys, God does not do anything without reason, right? This young lady, I'm sitting by myself because he had walked away for something, and the young lady came up to me and sat down and started talking to me, and she was asking me, excuse me, do you like travel? Are you into marketing? I went to school for marketing when I was in college. And I love travel. So when she came up and talked to me, it was right up my alley. But at the time, because of what we were dealing with, I didn't have the funds to pay for my business, to get my business started right then and there, right? And so I don't know, it was just a blessing in disguise, because like a few months after we moved into no, before we moved into our place, I started my business. And I don't know, like it just was perfect. It was perfect timing. It's what I wanted. I feel like we kind of both right now have what we want as far um as career wise, I guess, and money making situation. Of course, there's still some things we want to do, but we are in transition in our lives. So basically that's how I got into the travel business. Before I talk about that, I'll go back to let you guys know. Like during the pandemic, we ended up going out hiking. I did, some events as far as my business. I did. So I have a meetups. I have a lot of different things going on with my business right now. But so I have a meetups group, and we basically meet up to go hiking and different things. So that was one of the things that we had the opportunity to do as a group and together. um, on our own time. You want to add anything to that? Um, we got to check out some restaurants. Some of the most known ones down here, like Old Lady Gang. Um, we
And that was pre-pandemic, right?
Old Lady Gang.
Yeah.
You wipe your lip. Let me see, baby. Because you're not gonna get it off. Yeah. So Old Lady Gang, I think we checked out pre-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
But we checked out some other places since then. We checked out Bar Taco during the pandemic. When we go out to eat, we sit outside for the most part because, um, you know, that's it's safer when it's not a lot of people around. What else have we done? I checked out Slutty Vegan. If you guys have not and you visited Atlanta or you live if you live in Atlanta, you know about it. If you're visiting Atlanta, definitely check it out. It's good for people that don't like to eat meat. It's a good substitution. I'm not a vegan, but it was pretty good compared to the vegan burgers that I've tasted before that. So that's one place. I'm trying to think. We've done a lot. We've done a lot since we've been here now. But I can't think of everything right now. But just all in all, as far as entertainment, as far as like having a good time, going out, meeting people and different things like that, I feel like this is a good place for us for that and business wise, right? A lot of people down here are really into fitness like we are. We've gotten together with groups or facilities or trainers that basically do that. I've done what is it called? Did I do?
Well, we went to the stadium, to the seats.
Yeah, but I can't think of the name of it. So basically, I've been working at the stadium, helping with like promotional projects and different things like that. I did that when I first came down here. I'm not doing that right now, but it's a good way for me to make extra money and stuff. Um, what else? I think that was it as far as that. I got. I wrote notes, you guys, because I'll be all over the place if I don't. During the pandemic, so before I go there, we have really had a lot of time to work out now since we've been off the road. That's one thing that is a good thing about us not being on the road now. You guys know we still worked out and tried to eat as healthy as we could when we were on the road. But it was still kind of hard, right?
Y'all see them guns?
Oh my gosh!
Getting them back, baby. Getting them back, baby.
So we've had a lot of time to work out, but during the pandemic, it kind of slowed us down because we couldn't go to the gym. So for a while, we were staying in the house, which caused me to put a little bit of weight back on. But then we started going outside. So if you guys follow my social media, you'll see, like, you'll be able to keep up more with what I'm doing in real time. But we were actually able to get out and do more like hit training and stuff versus weights, which actually help us to shred the weight, right? But then we're able to go back into the gym, and you want to talk about that? How we have to go to the gym?
Oh, of course, you got to have your mask on, which is a killer in there trying to breathe with your mask on, but it's either there to catch the Rona, right? So I guess you're gonna wear your mask.
Yeah. So that's kind of rough sometimes. What I'll do is take my mask off or take it down if nobody's around because it's kind of hard to do cardio and heavy lifting and stuff like that when you're restricted with your breathing. But at least they have the gyms back open. And actually, I feel like they open a lot of stuff here because when I talk to my mom and my sisters and them at home, some of that stuff still wasn't open. I don't know about now, but I know that they opened a lot more things down here first before they did back in Maryland, where we're from. What else? Was that it? I think that was it. I do want to say, as far as the job market here, I don't feel like um, there's a lot in the job market, but I think that also might depend on what type of job you want. For me now, in the beginning, I was just trying to find a job, but for me now, I have to find different things to make extra income with what I'm doing. So, like my business, I really prefer to be doing my business full time. But I'm doing my business in conjunction with my side hustle, I guess you could say. So I'm still working and doing my business part time
Mm-hmm.
or more of the time, I guess you could say. I don't know how to explain it,
Mm-hmm.
but so I have to find things where I can work my other jobs that I can work my business with too, because I don't want to just not be able to focus on my business. Because at the end of the day, I want to eventually be able to do my business full time.
Yeah, she want to retire me, so she need to go ahead and get that thing started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I actually would love to have him not doing trucking anymore. So that's the plan. I'm putting everything into my business. Um, and you guys will see me posting. If you follow my social media, I'll add it under this video, and I'll also tell it to you before we get off. But I have been doing a lot of trips, but posting a lot of trips, excuse me, and I've been doing giveaways, so I have a lot in store for my business. And you guys just stay tuned for that stuff that I have coming up. My social media, if you want to follow me, I'll give you my personal and my business. But my Instagram is at Fitladyt, and you can follow me on every other platform at Tandra Fit, Facebook, TikTok. I think that's it. I can't think of so many different things. I also have meetup groups. If you guys want that, definitely email me or inbox me on my social media. Um, and I'll post that here. And also, I want to help people that want to do what I'm doing and want to make extra income, and they want to travel or leave a legacy behind for their kids, and just that want something more than just your standard corporate job or whatever type of job you have. If you want more than that, then definitely hit me up. Did you want to add anything as far as experiences living in Atlanta? Anything?
No.
All right. For those of you that want to know what he's doing now, you can go ahead.
Driving trucks. Still getting them highway miles.
Right, but
I'm home every day though, so that's a good thing right there. Making good money and I'm home every day. Yeah. So I can't complain.
Yeah, so we're doing pretty good. But we want to always be working to be doing better, right? So that's the plan. You guys stay tuned for the other videos that I have coming up. I will be posting some videos, and I'm planning to drop a video every week to become more consistent, like I was with the trucking. I just was working on getting some things back on the go as far as my business and things like that. So you guys stay tuned for that and everything I'm posting about that. And check out my last reaction video that I posted. All right. You guys have an amazing day. And thank you for hopping on to see this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video and share it if you want to. Peace.